Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Is It Wrong Podcast with your host, me, Rey Parra. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and share. Add all your comments. We love the comments. Every time we have a special guest, there's different comments. We have a conversation. We have a great time, guys. Remember to get our merch. We got some cool t-shirts, some cool mechanic shirts, some hats, some buttons, some mugs, all kinds of real good stuff. But just stay tuned for today's guest. It's going to be a great one. But anyway, hey guys, welcome back to Is It Wrong? Today I have a guy on here who was a runner-up on season 4. No, he's 4th place runner-up on season 10 of American Idol. He's done so much since then. And this is a man that needs no introduction, man. His name is James Durbin. Please welcome James Durbin to the show. James, how you doing, buddy?
And the crowd goes mild.
Dude, I actually have, where is it? Yeah, I have an applaud thing on here somewhere, but it's kind of cheesy. There you go. Yeah.
Those
James
crickets
Durbin
are losing their minds. You know,
you hear crickets, right?
No, even if I heard crickets, I'd be like, man, those crickets love me.
Yeah,
whatever I'm doing it for the cricket, man.
There you go, bro. There you go, man.
And
there
they got heartbeats, man.
Hey, crickets love metal too,
dude. Yeah, they're always chirping at metal festivals.
Heck yeah, man. Heck
Especially
yeah.
the ones that are in cornfields. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get that. That's the big crowd right there, bro.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Could you imagine you're in a cornfield doing a show and you got all these little crickets and they're probably like, you know?
It's like alert. Yeah, they're rubbing their legs together.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. What's the biggest show you've ever done?
Oh, the biggest show I've ever done was, well, it's two different things. So one for me. For James Durbin was it was when I came home from American Idol, what was aptly named Durbin Day in Santa Cruz, in my hometown, Santa Cruz, California. And there was over 30,000 people on the beach at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk where the Lost Boys movie was filmed. And yeah, right where the greased up saxophone guy.
Yeah, man. How cool is that?
Yeah. Tony Capello. Tim Capello. Well,
is it Tim? Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah.
Anyway, whatever his name is.
Maybe it's Tim Tony.
Capello. Yeah.
There you go.
Slim Tim. And
there you go.
Yeah. Oily Tony. And so it was there, and that was my homecoming from Idol, 30,000 people. So the other shoe would be when I was with Quiet Riot and we played where did we play? Heavy Montreal. That was probably 20,000. Wow. That was a huge festival in Montreal. But what was crazy about that was when Frankie was already sick, so he wasn't touring with us. So it was no original members. It was me on vocals. It was Chuck Wright on bass, Alex Grossi on guitar, and Quiet Riot's current drummer, Johnny Kelly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, if Rudy Sarzo was in on that one.
No, but man, we had him. I had him in the palm of my hand. It was awesome,
man. Dude, that's awesome, man. So that was probably the beginning of life changing for you being on American Idol. And dude, J-Lo, you got to meet J-Lo? Did you actually
every
get
week
to meet her and interact with her at all, or no?
Oh yeah. She hugged me.
I wanted to see if I could sing one of your songs, if I could get your permission.
Please, what do you got?
Yeah? Dream On? Is that okay?
Yeah, come on, yes.
He wants it so bad. For everybody.
Sing with me, sing for the year, sing more laughter. laughter, sing for the T.O. Sing it with me just for today. Maybe tomorrow, good Lord, will take you away. Sing with me, sing for the year. Sing for the laughter, sing for the T.O. Sing it with me just for today. Maybe tomorrow, good Lord, will take you away.
Whoa.
I'm crying.
Dude, that is high. My God, wow.
Wow.
Wow,
You go-
big old
Thank one
voice.
man.
Randy, Steven, she did. You know, you never washed your shirt again, did you?
Well, I'm a loyal married man, so no, that shirt was washed many times, but I knew that I knew that there'd be another hug. So
Yeah,
until there wasn't, and then there was the closing of that book. But she was very sweet. That was when she was married to Mark Anthony at the time,
right.
and so they would come in together and with
wow.
their kids. I think they have 2 kids together, 2 girls, and yeah, they'd come in, and Mark Anthony taught me how to use in-ear monitors. And it was
Really?
funny. Yeah, it was crazy back then. Like Idol was such a kind of a family atmosphere for us, for me and Mark Anthony and J-Lo. No, for everybody. Yeah.
So you're a part of the family now, right?
No, yeah.
James Durbin.
Estranged,
Yeah.
estranged Lopez family. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. So would it be Lopez or would it be Anthony? You know, that's
That's a good question. The kids are probably Lopez Anthony. I'm sure that I don't know. There's probably some ego there with some hyphenated names. Yeah.
I'm sure. But dude, we first met at Immortal Fest, and that was like really backstage for what 3 or 4 minutes, and I took a picture with you, and I'm like, oh wow, it's James Durbin.
And that's all thanks to Les Carlson, man. Les has been a guiding light and a very bright, shining light, and a very loud light. Especially for such an old light, you'd expect such an old light to be such a dim light, but he's
right.
And so loud and just so full of life and energy. Les Joyce Carlson have just been,
man. Yeah. Les and I have been great friends for years and years, man. And it's just we talk all the time. We've worked on some projects together, and he's just a sweet dude, man. You know what I'm saying? He just
absolutely, man.
Him and Joyce, just great people, man. In fact, we did this thing, the Harpazo thing. I don't know if you heard that at all. It's kind of like a takeoff on Trans-Siberian Orchestra thing. And we had just come back from a cruise, and I'm on the cruise ship, and Les calls me. He's like, hey, there's this thing coming out, Harpazo. You want to sing on it? I'm singing on it. I'm like, yeah. So we did, and we just, during the whole Michael thing, just Les and I, we talk and pray together all the time. He's a good dude, man. Just, really a good dude.
He's been a fun one to hang out with.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sure. Hey, I was going to ask you, I'm in Warrior, Sacred Warrior, and in Worldview. And we were talking, me and Larry Worley, and we're like, James did an acoustic set, which was great. Loved it.
I wandered in this desperate land. I had to chase thee down in me. My heart was roaming, couldn't mend. It was so tough to see.
Just curious though, why you didn't bring a band with you, or call Giancarlo, or whatever, Cleanbreak, or what was your reason for wanting to do a solo?
Finances of getting out there and all that. Mainly, but also I knew I was kicking things off. And it's I really love my acoustic guitar, and I love the the intimacy of it, and the fact that I can still let my voice shine, and I can still bring intensity to it. Just solo it's I don't know, it's kind of like it's one of the things that I like to do, and I think that it, for better or for worse, it makes me stand out in a certain way. If you hear boom, 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 but at first you heard like clang and then you hear the rest of the night. You're like, oh, yeah. We should have put that in the middle. You know?
Yeah. And there's something, and there's something about being up there with an acoustic guitar, because ultimately, if you want to stop and say, you know what, let me say something, you can stop, you can do it, versus, hey guys, hold up for a minute, so I get that. I love acoustic sets in the right setting. And I know Immortal definitely was the right setting. There's, other bands that have done the same thing. I get that, acoustic sets are great at the right time and the right place. And that's definitely the right place. Or even like if you do one song in between or whatever, but so, hey, you've probably been asked this question a million times, but let's talk about Riot for a minute. You did a couple of records with Riot, right? Road Rage and Hollywood Cowboys.
Yeah. With Quiet Riot. Yeah. With Quiet Riot, we did Road Rage. When I joined the band in 2017, they had an album, Road Rage, that was already written with a different songwriter and singer, and so they scrapped all of his lyrics and melodies and just gave me the beds of music. And I had 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks to write an album, and for better or worse, they had no time to mix the album with my vocals, so it's not a fun listening experience as far as you want to hear something that like hits you in the face and it's Quiet Riot, but like is what it is. And then I wrote Road Rage, recorded vocals, sent it in. They literally like halted printing and then had to just put the vocals on and go to the printers. Let's see, a year or so later, we went to Milan, played the Frontiers Rock Festival, and we did a live album called One Night in Milan. And then what ended up being shortly after my exit was the third album that I did with them, which was Hollywood Cowboys. And they had this thing where like you'd sign an independent contract to like be a member in the band, and then you would have to it was a yearly thing, but you'd have to re-up your contract 3 months before the end of the year. So it came up around this time. It came up in October, and I was like, well, at that point I was like, I can't keep paying rent with a credit card. I gotta support my family.
Yeah,
this just isn't working. I just wrote a song, and it was "Some dreams don't work together. Some dreams are going to hurt sometimes." And it was like, well, I don't have to be here. I don't, this isn't like serving both sides. I don't feel fulfilled any of the things financially or personally. I'm not satisfied with the, just all of it. So, decided not to resign, and I sought counsel from my peers and mentors, and and the metal god Rob Halford was like, just
come on,
just say thanks, I'm done. I was like,
wow,
right, thanks, I'm done. And I was like, hey, I'll continue to be in the band till the end of the year. If that works for you, I'll promote the album. I'll be there on the shows until you guys find a new singer, whatever. And he's like, no, you're out of the band. You want out? You're out. And I was like, oh, okay, well, bye. He was like, he was like, last night was your last show. And I was like, oh,
you remain friends with them or no?
With Frankie, no.
No,
he kind of had this thing though. Like if you I don't want to swear. I swear a lot, but if you F me, then F you. Like he was all business. Like if you're no longer a business partner, you are dead to me.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but also it was like, I wish that it could have happened differently, but it had to happen the way that it happened. And being a godly person and choosing not to try and fight that or change somebody who can't be changed, or just be like, okay, deep breath in, deep breath out, and just kind of like walk away. This isn't my, it's not my circus,
man.
it's not my monkey. Just
Yeah.
walk away and be done with it. So, yeah.
Hey, well, our special guest is here. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Who can it be knocking at my door?
Okay, you are now on, sir. Do you know who it is, James?
Durbin,
Of course I do.
the power.
Show me your
of
sheets.
Frontier's Music. I respect your vocal work, but have you felt the ultimate intensity of Cleanbreak 2? Ah!
You know who it is, James?
Yeah, Giancarlo.
Yeah.
How did you know it was me?
For one, we both shop for the same lights at Target. So
We do, don't we? Let me
Oh, that's great.
How's it going, James?
It's going good. How are you, brother?
Good. I won't talk too much. You know, I like to talk, so I'm going to listen.
Oh, dude.
No,
I like
you're not a
talk.
talker.
I've been
In that
talking
case,
all
look at my
day.
Def Leppard shirt.
That's a good shirt. Look at my PBR shirt. Look at my He-Man toys. Yeah.
We're going to compare,
Yeah.
man, stuff.
Yeah, I know, right? Probably.
You know, Giancarlo and I were talking a while ago, and I told him I was going to have you on, and he's like, "Dude, it'd be cool to be on with him. He's a big wrestle fan, and we planned this whole Hulk Hogan thing with you, but we didn't think you were going to figure it out that quickly."
Man, dude, he's too good. How did you know? For real?
It was the warrior. It was the power of the
Yeah.
warrior. I was just talking about you on another podcast earlier that I was doing.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to hear that. It wasn't good.
No. Oh, great.
No, but it was like they were like, oh, there's so much positivity on this record, and you know, if you didn't write any of the songs yourself, it's like, how did they know? It's like, well, I mean, one of the main guys that's writing knows what to write for me because we're similar in our nerd aspect. So you know, I'm happy-go-lucky and seek positivity, and there's, you know, so much positivity in the colorful world of 1980s nostalgia. So I was like, Giancarlo, he's the ultimate warrior. It's his guy. He's got warrior everything.
Yes,
He's got
man.
a warrior backpack. He's got his warrior curtains and bed sheets from when he was a kid.
And
Yep, tattooed.
The Warrior boxers, I've heard. So I've heard.
Actually,
Oh my.
no, I don't have those. But
I've got
tonight,
no
WWE.com.
warrior in here. You know, I have one thing of warrior
What do you got?
in my studio. Here, let me grab it up. I think it used to hold peanuts or something. Let me
Huh.
see. There's stuff on top of it. Hold on, Hogan. Bow down, Hogan. Bow down, Hogan. All right, here we go.
Right?
Yeah. Bow down, Hogan. There you go.
Bow down, Terry. So, this is a World Wrestling Federation
Oh, yeah.
10 Hulk Hogan,
Oh,
Python
sweet.
Power, Jake the Snake.
Take the snake
And
and the Ultimate Warrior. There it is.
I don't know what it held. It might have been for like peanuts.
My son got me this, and it has the same thing on there.
Nice.
I think it's similar to what he got.
Yeah, let's see.
Nerd alert.
Maybe. He's got the yellow and red.
It's
tassel.
similar. It's similar. It's similar. It's not
Yeah.
the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You need to get more Warrior for your collection.
He was never my guy. You know,
Come on.
Macho's my guy.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Macho. I got the
Savage.
the
Oh, yeah.
WCW Great American Bash VHS signed by Macho Man and Ric Flair.
That's
Wow.
dope.
That was a gift. Actually, it's never been. I'm not sure if it actually is, but it looks like it. But it's never been authenticated. It's on my list of things to do. And then let's see. I always keep one of these in my wallet, but it's Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth.
Oh,
You know what I was
oh, that's
thinking, bro?
great.
That would go, you know, like when you walk into somebody's living room, that picture right there, like have it framed above your couch.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea. We got Liz right there. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I told you, James and I are like, dude, wait till you see in a cup. It should be a month or two. I have, you know, George Lynch is making me something.
Oh yeah.
It's unreal, dude.
Oh,
You're gonna be
another
like,
guitar?
no way. Yeah.
You getting a macho? Or you getting a warrior guitar with tassels?
It's well, I was joking with him. You know, he's like, let's make your last guitar. I have like 4. Let's make it special. I was joking. I always want like an Ultimate Warrior guitar. So it's going to be, and George was like, let's do that 80s wrestler thing. He called me. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, so dude, that's awesome.
I thought he was going to be like, I'm not putting my name on that. And he was like, let's do it. So we're working on, I should have it in a couple months. So.
Nice.
Now, does it give you a break on the price, or is you paying?
Yeah, I mean, George is really fair with me. I wrote 2 albums with him last year, and hopefully not.
Yeah.
So George has always been good to me.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Actually, Ray was there at Immortal Fest where we met, and I was gifted.
Oh yeah, I got to see that before you did, bro.
And presented with a Durbin Screaming Steel commemorative wrestling championship belt made by Kevin Rhodes from Legacy Belts.
And it is heavy. It's legit, man.
Heavy.
Did you wear it on stage though?
I came out on stage with it, yeah. I was playing acoustic, so I couldn't really wear it. I'm not like a stalker or anything. But I saw you had that cool, I want that striper shirt you had, that To Hell with the Amp shirt. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got that on I just got that on their web store.
Oh, okay. That's a super
Raglan. Cool shirt. Yeah, get it while they still have it, because that tour's over. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome, man. Hey, since I got you guys both on there, that video, which one was it? Coming Home, I believe it was, when y'all are on the airplane.
Cage is open for me to be free. I hear this voice.
Were you guys really on an airplane? Is that a legit?
No.
Or was that studio?
That was it was a studio airplane. It was an airplane studio,
man.
Yeah.
It was cut in half. It was like a sliced airplane.
Yeah. Dude, I'm watching that video. I'm like, are they really on a plane or not? Because I'm talking about that looked like a party in the sky. You know what I mean?
We had fun.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that was a long day. That was our second video of the day.
You filmed that in one day?
B-roll. We did basically 3 videos in a day, but there was two full-blown videos that were different sets, and then there was B-roll being filmed between the 2. For the 3rd video for Dream Forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a cool one in the boxing ring.
So many lonely nights, we let them go untethered. In this unholy life, we live and learn together. Here in the darkness, the walls all close around us.
That was kind of weird though, right? Seems like you guys were like really tight. You know, but
oh yeah, no, it was super tight. It was and it wasn't a real boxing ring. It was just it was like a wood plank and some really loose ropes. But
they would take you. Not me.
Hey, but you know what, Giancarlo? Every time they threw a shot of you, you looked legit, man. Like you were like their manager or something on that video.
Was I? I had my nerd glasses on. Look, these are my nerd glasses. I'm like,
dude, you don't even want me to put mine on. Y'all would laugh. You think I'm like Oprah reincarnated? They're like real thick black ones, man. Like right now, I'm looking at you guys on my screen, but I just see shadows. You know,
we're not here. We're not really here.
Yeah,
I can see James. I can see you guys.
James, did you take your triactin today?
No, I didn't.
Giancarlo, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Triacting like a man.
Triacting like a man, baby.
We had a really good time on that set, and it was special to me because, my daughter was like the stewardess, and just to be with James and Mike and Perry and Robert, and I got to write some songs on it, and that album is the thing that kind of boosted me as one of the head songwriters at Frontiers now. Because Michael Sweet heard The Pain of Goodbye and No Other Heart, which launched all these other albums. So thank you, James. Oh, wow. The check is in the mail. Yeah, that.
All right, cool. It bounced.
He's lying. He's lying. There ain't no check in the mail, man. Stop lying, Giancarlo.
Where's my money? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money, man?
If it bounces,
it's a check mark. It's a check mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, James, for,
Of course.
because you did a great job, and Michael had heard it. Michael Sweet got in the car, and he's like, I keep hearing about Cleanbreak. It was, before the album came out. And I said, well, I have my 2 cuts that I wrote for the record, and I showed him the Pain of Goodbye, No Other Heart. And he was blown away, and that got me on to Sweet and Lynch, and then Lynch Mob and Soul Driver. So thank you. I owe you one.
That's awesome. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Yep.
See that?
That's what happened.
Well, hey.
The things you just don't know, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
So
let me
you're
ask you.
responsible for the madness.
Uh-oh.
The madness, yeah. Let's keep it going, yeah. Little finger, yeah. Yeah.
I told
Down
you.
the rotoscope, yeah. It's a long way down the telescopic lens, but it's a real reflection of the past, the present, and the mystery of what's in the great beyond, yeah. Step into a Slim Jim, oh yeah.
Holy
Dude,
shit.
I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah, guys, do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should. Do you ever go to the Comic Cons and do your gimmick?
No, I did it on because I played Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager, which is how I met Les Carlson, actually, was through Jericho. And then, I was playing with my band, The Lost Boys, on the last year's cruise, this year, actually, 2024, back in January. And then my guitarist, Dylan, and I, we played with Les and Joyce. And then Fozzy Jericho hit me up. He was like, hey, do you play saxophone? And I was like, I can buy one right now and like a cheap one on Amazon and learn how to play it. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, I guess so. And learned how to play Brown Sugar.
Come on.
And then dressed up as Macho, and we got like a full-blown Macho sax. Macho sax jam on the deck. And then we had like a tropical storm up on the deck. Like right when I started playing, the wind started blowing into the horn, and I couldn't blow through the sax good enough because I don't play the sax and I was like turning around, and the sax and the whole solo was like my friends are dying laughing at me.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, oh God, I told you I didn't know how to play the sax, but it sounded
But you know
better
what?
than that in rehearsal. So
There's a lot to say about that, though. You bought a sax, you learned, and you did the freaking show, man. That takes cojones of steel, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I wouldn't do that. No way.
And you look
man.
great.
I haven't touched it since, but yeah.
Sell
As
it
long
on
as I
eBay.
looked great, that was the thing. Well,
Dang.
I got one, and then he was like, "Oh, you're bringing your sax, right?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, I don't know what to do with this. Like, do I check it? Do I I've got a suitcase and I've got another guitar for my other stuff, and like, can you?" He's like, "Well, you can ship it to me. You can overnight it." I was like, "Oh man, it's gonna be a headache." And I was like, he was like, "Okay," or I can buy one. I was like, "Okay, here's the link." So he bought another one. Which is the one that I used there, and then we all signed it. And I don't know where it is now. So it was me and Fozzy all signed the white Macho sax.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that thing, man.
It belongs
No
at the
idea
bottom
where
of
it's
the
at, huh?
ocean. It belongs at the bottom of the ocean, but
You might have something there.
yeah.
Hey,
I
when
got a
you
question.
played,
I got a question for James.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was thinking about it today. So when you did American Idol, okay, was it just when you decided to audition, what was in your mind? Like looking back on it, did you just decide, I'm going to try this? Did a family member? I've always wondered how that worked for you.
Yeah, so I auditioned for Idol for the first time. It was season 8, which was in 2008. And I didn't make it past the first round. and I had somebody that was coaching me, like a friend from karaoke. He was just weird, a soft talker, which just
Vinny Vincent. Vinny
He talked like this, but he'd have to get like right in your ear, and it was just really annoying. So, I didn't make it past the first round. I was like, all right, whatever. Distance, friend, and then I met my wife. I met Heidi, and then we'd been talking about Idol here and there because there'd been a couple seasons passed through there, and Simon had just retired from the show, and they announced that Steven Tyler was coming in, and I was like, oh, that might be a good idea to go audition again. And my wife, full 100,000% credit to Heidi. She introduced me to the teachings of Eckhart Tolle and The Secret, The Power of Now, and the Law of Attraction, and then that mixed with our faith. And then she was putting up sticky notes all over the house,
claiming it.
Exactly. Claiming it, intending it. And we were really, really sure about what it was that we were intending, and being intentional with, my mantra ever since was, I want to be a working musician, be able to support myself, support my family, doing what I love and loving what I do. And that's making music and entertaining people. And from day one, and that still is. And yeah, fully went for it, tried a bunch of different songs, and then auditions came in San Francisco, and we waited in line for probably 30 hours combined to sing for 30 seconds.
Wow.
And yeah, we just went and saw Green Day at the Oracle Park where the San Francisco Giants play. And we walked right by the spot where we sat and waited for my audition. We got pit tickets for the Green Day show. So we walked down by, and we were like, I stood right here and auditioned for American Idol. I auditioned against 17,000 other people that auditioned that year in San Francisco alone.
Wow.
In one city, 17,000 people came to audition for Idol. So just doing that, and like being one of two that auditioned in San Francisco, that would make it to the tour and everything, my buddy Stefano. But just, yeah, going through all that and being on the other side of it, and still having most of my hair, and still having my wife that encouraged me to do it in the first place, and having each other and having our family still, and yeah, it's a wild ride. Still riding.
That makes a big difference when your wife is behind you on all of that.
Oh, she's ahead of me. She's
yeah. Well, I mean, behind you as far as yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying, that she's totally supports you. You're gonna audition whether you like it or not, James.
No,
hey, you're gonna be your best. You get out there.
That's amazing. That's amazing. The Law of Attraction thing. That's when I started getting gigs too. When I was writing for Sweet and Lynch, I went out and got, here they are. Actually, I'm here. These Lynch Mob music books for the first two albums. And I just really started studying George's guitar playing. Oh, wow. And I ran into another one that I had like in a store that said George Lynch. But these are OG from like 90 or 89, 92. Oh, wow. And I just kept learning all this stuff from these first two albums. And I just kept being positive and playing a lot of Lynch's stuff. And then all of a sudden, Lynch sent me an email after we had spoken about something with the guitar, saying you're writing the new Lynch Mob album. And I was like, what? Like being positive and the Law of Attraction and all the things that James just talked about, it's real. Because if you have a negative attitude, for example, LA Guns Get Along with my daughter in it. I remember Frontier sent me the song. I listened to it. They're like, hey, write a script. You're good at writing things. And I'm like, okay, the first thing that went in my head was negative. Oh, this is stupid. Like I envisioned the whole thing. And I said, wait a second. I'm not even going to allow this in. And I sent it out and bam, my daughter's in the video. They kept the script. Same with Spinning Wheel from Soul Driver, which became kind of a hit for the album. It was being negative, and I'm just like, I need to not be negative and send it, and it works out. You know, especially if you have a good support team like James, Gabriel from Lynch Mob. A lot of these guys have become my friends. Like, we just send each other wrestling messages. It's those little things, and we're all like-minded. Like, if I see Macho Man, I think of James, or you know, same with Gabriel Colon. It's like we're all a little bit younger than the other guys, and we're really like-minded in what we want to do for this scene. And but when you said that about just manifesting it, that stuff is real. It's very real.
Oh yeah, for sure. What was your reaction when they told you were going to play with Rob Halford with Priest?
That was. I took the city about 1 a.m. Loaded. I won't get up to score again. Loaded. I come alive in the neon light. That's when
Well, that was crazy. So, like, rewinding a little bit, I had the chance. It was top 24 overall. And it was the top 12 of the guys, top 12 girls. And so we had the guys' night where all the guys performed. And I was looking around at everybody, what everybody was doing. I was like, oh man, there's other guys doing screams. There's other guys with high vocals. And, you know, what can I do to really set myself apart? And I kept looking at this list of songs that were cleared, that were, you know, all the performance rights were clearanced. And kept looking through. It was like 3 or 4 pages. And I'm just like, man, I just don't know. Producers came to me. They're like, James, you need to pick a song. Yeah, like, we have to get the ball rolling here, pal.
Yeah.
And, you know, this you're only in the top 12 of all guys. You know, you got no poll around here yet. And I was like, okay. And I looked one more time, and I looked at it with a different lens, and I saw You Got Another Thing Coming, Judas Priest. And I was like, oh, dude, we're off to the races. There was no other Judas Priest song. There was no other metal song. Yeah. And I was like, dude, this is me. Let's do this. This be awesome. If I go home, like, if they don't like it, I'd be going home anyway. You know, if they don't like me, so might as well, you know, do one for me and you know, do one for metal. So went to the producers, and they were like, what the hell is a Judas Priest, and why is it on my show? And I was like, you're British, don't you know? And, like, you're old, British, and gay, don't you know? Like, I didn't say that, but I was thinking that.
Yeah, you did.
I was thinking it, but yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Hey,
no,
is it wrong? Is it wrong?
Is it wrong? Hey, I see things as a high functioning autistic person. I see things that
there you go,
and say things that should not be said. So or would not be said. But
we all get into a little bit of that.
Yeah. We're all in the weeds. Yeah.
Weeds blowing. Yeah.
So performed the song and heard back, and the metal community at the internet in 2011 was like, whoa, what just happened? There's a disturbance in the metalverse. American Idol gone metal, boo, you know, whatever. But it rippled, and I always notice this thing with fans, but with musicians, the guys themselves that are actually doing this stuff are always like, dude, yeah, awesome, like, love your voice, man, it's so cool. And then, like, the fans are like the gatekeepers, and they're like, the king would not approve of this. And then the king is like, hey, come on, welcome, you know, come feast. Come feast with us, you know. And there's, dude,
I was talking with Todd LaTorre, and he kind of got into some of that where, you know, a lot of people, they loved him, but they're like, oh, well, you ain't Jeff Tate. And he's like, you're right. I'm not Jeff Tate. I'm Todd LaTorre. You know, and I think he does a great job. You know, you guys also did Breaking the Law, right? Didn't you?
Yeah. So then I had the chance to decide who I wanted to do the finale with. They were like, we've got Def Leppard, or we've got Judas Priest. Which one do you want? I was like,
Priest.
Oh my God, what a horrible situation to be in.
Yeah, geez Louise.
Now I know Rick Allen, and he's like, I didn't know. But it was like, well,
I got a
sang
funny
Judas Priest. I started with Priest. I got to end with Priest. So
yeah, I got a funny story about that song, Breaking the Law. When Sacred Warrior, when we first got together, we used to rehearse in our drummer's basement. We kind of made it like a studio rehearsing. And his dad would come down there and he would bring like a brick of cheese and a cooler full of beer. And he would slice the cheese and give us beer and cheese. And we used to play Breaking the Law. And he's an old Mexican guy who didn't speak too good English. So he'd say, "Hey, Mr. Parra." He goes, "You play that song for me?" I'm like, "Which song?" He's like, "Breaking My Law, Breaking My Law." That was like his favorite song, man. Oh man, I will never forget that, man.
Cerveza con queso, breaking me law, breaking me.
There you go, there you go. A little queso and some Coronas and Breaking the Law. But it was Breaking My Law. It was breaking my law. Yeah.
Breaking my law.
I was talking to somebody the other day about the Cleanbreak thing, and they had mentioned your performance of that. Oh yeah, James, man, when he killed it with Judas Priest on American Idol. I'm like, yeah, it's just a very memorable thing, American Idol moment for me. I didn't watch anymore after you left. You were my guy. I was rooting for you. So it's trippy to be friends. But
yeah,
you did good.
That was
memorable.
That was the good days of American Idol. Things have gotten a little.
It's not.
You watch it now. You can't watch the whole thing anymore, and just
it goes by so fast, and the way that they like the schedule that they're on now. I've talked with a couple of the contestants in the last two seasons. Keiko was on this last season, and season 4 was Zachariah Smith. And I've talked to both of them, who were both fans of mine during Idol, which is funny, but really cool, to impart some wisdom and be there for some of these kids. But cheering them on too. So because I know like how cool that was and still is. If somebody that I enjoy is like, "Hey, I enjoy you," or I randomly see like Rick Allen from Def Leppard like hearting my posts and like commenting hearts on my things on Instagram, and I'm just like, what world am I in? Like,
it's crazy, right?
Where Def Leppard's drummer is like approving of what I do and lives 40 miles that way. Like it's just weird. But try to be that for those kids. It's really special. But yeah, it's a completely different format these days. It's on ABC. It's I don't know, just different. I'm very fortunate to have been on when I was on, because we got the full experience, the Ford commercial shoots. We got to go on tour. We got to go to red carpets. We got to meet the stars. I got to meet Gary Oldman and Lance Bass from NSYNC in the same night.
Yeah.
Hollywood's a weird place, man.
Yeah, man.
Just going through all that.
Did you have to live? I know you're up towards the other side of Cali, but during that time period, did you have to live here in California, like in LA? Or how did that work?
It was alive. Sorry, I was catching a spider on my monitor.
Don't kill it, man.
No, we were in LA. Yeah. All the contestants. First we stayed, forget where we stayed. We were in like Century City, and then which is another weird place. And then it's just weird. We saw a Banksy. That was cool.
A what?
It wasn't there, and then it was there. A Banksy is like the famous street artist, graffiti street artist. We saw one. It was like a rat or something by like a Pinkberry. But so yeah, we did that, and then they put us in a mansion. It was the Idol house, but it was haunted.
What?
It was haunted. Yeah, I've seen things. So yeah, I had an experience kind of there. I saw an arm fall in the garage. I opened the garage and was like, I was like an annoying little brother. I was messing with the female contestants, and they were just making sandwiches in the kitchen. I was like, "Ooh, spooky in the garage!" Ooh, and like the lights are off, and then like I look, and out of the corner of my eye, I like see like an arm with like I see hand with fingers, and like this arm just goes like, and I hear like something hit the floor. It was like came out of the corner of my eye like that, and I hear something hit, and
The Addams Family.
I go right back into the kitchen and like I slam the door, and they can see that something has clearly changed in me to where I was like goofy and like red faced, and then suddenly I'm like ghost pale.
Wow.
And just shocked and terrified. And they're like, stop. Seriously, stop. You're freaking me out. And I was like, no, I went straight to the producers and the film crew, and I was like, you guys need to go in the garage or something messed up going on here. I do not know what. And it was in the Hollywood Hills, just right off Mulholland. And it was where they filmed another couple shows there. I think they did like the Chad Ochocinco dating show. So there's definitely skeletons in those closets, but different kinds, you know.
Yeah. What's that called?
And then there was like
Hunter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, TMZ picked it up and they were like, "Oh, the Idol house is haunted," and they like,
"Oh wow."
They interviewed us and they were like, "I was like, yep, no joke at all." And then another time after Idol, when I was on tour, I played a venue in Milwaukee called the Rave, and there's like 3 or 4 levels of stages, and like you might have like Green Day, Marilyn Manson, just whoever, any band is played up there in the main ballroom. And then above that is like, it's like a dome ballroom, and it's like painted, and you can walk up the stairs and you can walk around the dome, which is like this plank, and there's no reason why you'd need to walk up there. But of course everybody does. So if you've never been up there, you walk it. And there was like a workbench up there, and there was some like creepy light on. And I like told the people, and they were like, there's no electricity up there. But there was fully a light bulb shining up there. And and that was messed up. And then the whole building is run by an old locomotive engine. And so you go down in the boiler room, and there's like a chair. And they were like, so the old owners told us they don't know why the chair's there. They didn't put the chair there. Though there's a rule here, is you don't touch the chair. Another band chose to, like a week or two before that, they were like, yeah, screw that. And they like throw the chair, and they kick the chair over, whatever. And then during their show, all of their show only, all of their power went out. And not just the power was on, but there was no sound coming from their amps.
Weird.
Like everything was just weird. Like front of house, everything was working. They were like, we have it in our cans. Like there's no reason that it shouldn't be working. And they pissed something off. So knowing that happened, they have this old pool. It was an old, empty pool, drained indoor pool. And all of the walls around the pool were all signed by all the different bands that have played there over the years, and big cool pictures and autographs and things. So I was still am artist, and had a bunch of Sharpies and took them and found a place on the wall, started drawing this cool picture like up these stairs, and then sitting on the top of the stairs and drawing on the wall. And then it's just me in there, and it starts to feel cold right where I am. Like I'd already been there for 20 minutes or so. Starts to feel really cold where I am. And then I kind of shake it off. And then I start to feel colder around my neck and pressure. Like there's like cold fingers. And then I feel like a pressure on my larynx on my neck.
Yep.
That starts to like squeeze.
Yep.
And I start feeling lightheaded, and I'm just shake it off, and I'm just no. And I leave, I sign it real quick, and I get the hell out of there, and then go in the dressing room, and then I feel like I'm being watched. The dressing room is really weird too. I felt like I was totally being watched. And then I go to the hotel, and what also
Somebody's
crazy thing.
watching me.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
And I get no privacy. Sorry, guys.
Oh, and then I gotta finish it. And then I go across the street. And the hotel that we're at was actually, I later found out, was next to a haunted hotel, which is where Jeffrey Dahmer was staying. and would go across the street to the venue we were playing
and pick up
go
dudes.
to the bar and find his victims and then take them back and wear their skin. So yeah, so I went back to the hotel. I threw up. I passed out. I woke up like 10 minutes before we were supposed to go on.
Right.
And go across the street. We play the show. Everything's fine. Great show. It's like my second show after Idol with my solo band, which was great. And then after the show, like almost sold out the merch, had a huge line. It was awesome. We're all cleaning up. They're like, all right, James, we got to go. And because it was just day room at the hotel, we were off to the next city and overnight. And I go to the bathroom, and as I'm washing my hands, I turn around and a full-bodied apparition of a like ghostly woman in white floats by. Like her head's up here, and then like her feet are like here. So she's like 3 or 4 feet off the ground and floats by and just disappears. And I was like, okay, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm seeing things. And then the cleaning woman, who was also in the bathroom because it was late, she was like, "Yeah, just do it. It's okay." And
she had that accent. It's okay, man. Just do it, man.
1,000%, yeah. And I would have thought I was crazy, but she looked at me and she was like, "You saw her. You saw her. You saw her. You saw her." Like 4 or 5 times. And I was just like, okay, I gotta go.
Hey, we know one thing for sure.
I've seen enough.
This floating lady you saw, we know one thing for sure. She was not one of Dahmer's victims.
She was not. No, definitely not. No. Yeah,
it's interesting that stuff because I grew up in a really bad scenario with religious groups and stuff with my parents. I had no choice, and I saw a lot of things. And unfortunately, I'm so jaded when I've seen stuff. I know what you're talking about. I just go, whatever. I don't care because I'm so dark. Like my personality, so like whatever. It's like, are you gonna do something? Like, I'm over it. Like I've seen things. I know, and I know what you're talking about. A lot of it, I believe, is the other side of spiritism trying to freak us out or prevent us from our destiny or mess with us. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like I'm so just seeing too much people, all sorts of stuff. I'm just like, whatever. At this point. It happened, I've had experiences like that. I'm just like, I don't know.
The reality of it, there are powers and principalities out there.
Yeah,
I did something, do it. Yeah, dude, I did a podcast on the paranormal. I had a pastor on and some guys, and we talked about some weird, crazy crap. And a lot of the people that chimed in were like, "Dude, I saw this, I saw that. This happened to me. This day." I'm a believer, man. I'm a born again Christian, just like you, James. Love the Lord, man. Everything, but I know that there are other things out there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And if anyone out there is watching this says there is not, they need to do some research because there is a lot of other things out there.
Yeah, I got invited on my first ghost expedition, so I'll be going on Saturday. Nice. Just down the street from my house. I can see it from my window, which is cool. Wow. There's this old mansion, and there's a great sushi restaurant in our neighborhood. And my wife,
now you're talking my language.
We've gotten to know the owner, Paul, and he's like, he does ghost hunting in his spare time, and he just sold one of his, I think, one of the ghost shows picked up one of the stories that happened, and they actually happen to have footage, and there was a demonic possession, and so they picked up the story, and they're going to go do an investigation and then use their footage and all that stuff. So he's like, "You want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." He's
dude,
like, "Down the street." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I could stop in."
Yeah, dude. We live in Florida in Palm Coast, and we're just 20 miles from the oldest city in the country, St. Augustine, which has a lot of haunted stuff. And there's a castle there, a fort actually that was built by, when they first came and discovered and everything. But we did a ghost tour out there one day, and we're on this little tour bus, and you could film. It was at night. They're telling you there used to be the soldiers, the Confederate soldiers, and they had a war here and da 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 da. Anyways, my wife and I we're sitting right next to each other, and we're both filming at night. And my wife's like, "Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm like, what? And I'm looking, and she's like, "I just got a Confederate soldier on my camera, a ghost of him walking in front of this castle. And I'm like, well, I was recording too. So I looked at my camera, nothing. We looked at her phone and you can see it's just nothing. Then all of a sudden this apparition shows up. It was a full soldier with a hat and he's walking across the field right around the fort. They love that so much. They actually took her footage and posted it at the tour thing because it was incredible, man. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. That's speaking of amazing, bro. How amazing was that, man? Judas Priest. I can't believe it. That's awesome. You play with them.
Now that we're all demon possessed.
Yeah. No, we're not.
No, we're good. And that's the good thing about being a believer. You're covered.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah.
Mr. Michael Sweet helped me out a bit with that and removing the darkness. I mean, it's still there, but he really helped me. And Michael pretty much like saved my life because things were just so bad.
Michael is a great. I was just telling James. I was just talking with Michael a little bit ago. We were texting. I'm trying to get him on here, but they're on tour doing that 40th anniversary. Then he's home for a week or two, but he's already got a crap load of interviews. And then he's going back out. Then when he gets back, he's got 3 solo shows, I guess he's got to do. And then he said after that, we can do it probably November, December or January. I said, dude, just pencil me in for January. This will give us enough time, And he said, okay, cool, man. I know he's a busy dude,
It's crazy how busy he is. It's like,
man.
Sometimes he'll text me and be like, I'm sorry that I haven't reached out to you and the kids as much. Because, he likes him and Lisa, like Lisa's sweet and Michael are like my brother and sister pretty much. And like, he'll apologize to me. I'm like, bro, I see her on the road. Don't worry about it. He's like, I just feel bad. I wish we could spend more time together. I'm like, it's all right, man. And, and he's out helping people. And that's all that matters.
And I know you told me he's reeled you in several times, man, right? Like your big spiritual brother.
Yeah, without him, man, I don't know what would have happened with me. I mean, he just really, the Striper camp has been so nice. Even writing with me, Michael doesn't even really write with anybody. And when he brought me in, I was like, huh? I'm like, dude, I'm not all these things. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum where I've had a lot of stuff happen. He's like, it's all right. You got a good heart and stuff like that. And same with Nathan James. I'm working on his solo album right now. And, Nathan's amazing. James, Nathan, right?
Yeah.
And his preference of, dating, Michael knows, and he had found out. And Nathan came in the car when we were doing the Iconic video and said, and Michael goes, hey, I just want to talk to Nathan, you guys, real quick. And he just took him aside. Nathan gets in my car. Goes, I love Michael so much. I thought he was going to, judge me and say, what are you doing? And he just said, hey, just be careful out there. I love you and this and that. That's the kind of guy Michael Sweet is.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what we need in this world. When Michael, that thing with, he's seen it all with the rock stuff, and he gets it. He's not like, I'm going to judge you, and you're horrible. And whenever I have problems, I'm like, should I text Michael? He's like, text me. I'm like, because of our business relationship with songwriting. But, he's never judgmental.
Right. And he's been judged a lot, smoking a cigar, doing this, whatever. You're going to get it. But here's what I always say. People who know them, they know their hearts. People are always going to look for James. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of crap, and you probably already have throughout the years. You know what? It is what it is, man. Here's what I say. I'm not a man pleaser. I'm a God pleaser. I live my life best that I can because I'm not perfect. Neither one of us are.
Yeah.
But I try to live my life the best that I can, pleasing to God. And some people are going to find fault in me, and some are not. I don't even care. I really don't even care.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like for me, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and as a reaction to all these things that have happened. And the cool thing about God for me is okay, you can turn your life around, you can do better. Whereas a man or somebody might just judge you, and you're this and you're that. Where with God, it's okay, there's the gift of turning things around, repentance or whatever it's called. And you can do these things, and you get that feeling of moving forward where people are very judging for the rest of your life. What if you did something 10 years ago or 3 months ago and you changed it? People hold it for you the rest of your life, but with God,
of course,
it's not that way. So I really like that part about it. And then eventually you go, I don't want to do these things anymore. This is a reaction to my pain or whatever I'm feeling. So that's the cool thing about being, you know, for me, just like a non-denominational Christian now. And it's really a game changer for me. So I don't care if people go, oh, I mean, I don't really write about it too much in songs. I mean, we got on Cleanbreak 2, one called You Can't Lose Hope, track 4, I think, that I wrote. And it was like, because I thought Robert was still going to be on the album. So I modeled it after old Striper. And I wrote like a Striper-ish type song for Cleanbreak 2, and it made it. But it's songs like that I want to do more. There's nothing super cool about being like, I'm a Satanist, or I will do an upside down cross like Slayer. It's like, it's all lame. It's like, I don't care. If you might as well be on the winning team in the end of the day. So
there you go.
I look at it.
There you go. Hey, James. So, maybe even for an acoustic set, before you go on stage, do you have a routine you do, or do you warm up constantly, or you do a warm up before you go on stage? Do you not warm up, or?
I usually don't really warm up. I was feeling a little jet lagged in Versailles, and I basically ran all my songs backstage before I went out, which I never do. So my voice was actually like, I was like, oh, it feels really good. Yeah, I'm gonna keep singing backstage. Right on. Yeah, we'll just carry this on through to the set in 20 minutes. But like, you do that and then you don't sing for 20, and then you go out there and you're like, oh no, I used it all. So like, other things were hitting rougher, but I usually don't warm up at all. If I gotta play like before the evening, if it's anything that's like a 1 o'clock set or something like that in the afternoon, it's like I do a couple of David Lee Roths and a couple
can we hear one?
Just a couple of those Les Carlson, just like more breathy.
Man.
It's more of a sigh rather than a instead of like a more like, you know, full
man.
Full chest.
Dear Lord.
It's more like a yawn. It's more like a heavy metal yawn.
Yeah. There you go.
I'll do the Italian parts. You can do the high part.
Bellissima.
Hey, you are crazy, man. I could do. I do a little. Hey, I do a little bit of the opera. Like, your peanut butter is in my chocolate. It's delicious. Reese's peanut butter cups, and then you got to throw in the amen.
Oh my God, dude. Never ends. Hey, James, so check this out. Frontiers ain't watching right now anyway, so I'm not going to be in trouble. So
actually, they are.
I've been doing
They're always watching. They're the all-seeing eye. Yeah.
I know, right?
There's a reason that the Maloik is Italian, you know, to ward off the evil eye.
I got a full thing of an email once from them, Giancarlo. You know. Anyways, so
you know I love you. You know we're watching. I will send you.
We are always watching.
I will send you a yellow rose. Yeah.
So when my regular register, I've been tracking so much for them lately since Alessandro's not there. I'm working with Aldo a lot, and my regular register is fine, but my falsetto, I've noticed it should be fine, but I noticed it sounds like I pulled it, which I've never pulled it. Like usually if I get a couple days rest, it comes back, but my screams have kind of like, there's something going on. I'm actually going to go see a doctor next week, but my regular register is fine. Is there any vocal rest or drinks?
This is what you need, bro.
Shut up.
I don't really do warm-ups, but if I need to like do something for my voice specifically, I have a couple things that I'll do. There's something that you can get at Target. It's called bee propolis.
Bee propolis.
Bee propolis, and it's a throat spray. And it's how is it explained? It's like what bees line the insides of their hives
honeycomb with. Yeah.
Okay.
They like line the comb with it in order to like keep it from getting sick, basically. It's a throat spray called Bee Propolis.
Okay,
and
I'll check it out.
they sell it at our Target. If not that, you can probably get it at like a Whole Foods or something like that, for sure. Also just like magnesium. GABA is a root derivative, GABA, and that helps. And sometimes it could be stress related.
Yeah.
And then also I love to get the I forget what the juice company is, but it's a lemon honey echinacea juice.
Oh yeah.
And I'll heat it. Put it in the microwave for a minute or two and drink it hot. And that really helps.
Thanks,
and
man.
you do that often or daily routine, weekly, or
a couple times a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Only when I lose my voice, if I'm sick, just vocal rest. Right. But usually like I use my voice so much that vocal rest isn't necessarily a thing.
Yeah, man, I hear you.
You don't smoke a ton, if at all, and if you can help it, don't get too high, and and watch what you eat. No dairy, and dairy coats your mucous membrane. If you're drinking water, obviously stay hydrated. Don't drink Dasani because it has salt in it. They take all the minerals out.
What's Dasani?
It's
Dasani water.
Dasani water.
Really?
They filter all of the minerals out, and then they add their own blend of minerals for taste, including salt and another mineral that's an active ingredient in rocket fuel.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Should not be in the human body. So
yeah.
No Dasani, and then just like distilled water from Target.
I've been doing that. I ran into Mark from the Bullet Boys the other day. I was doing video game collecting, and he's right there in the parking lot. I was like, what the heck? And we hung out for an hour, and I told him, like, my high res for my scream, it's a little, like, weird. Something has been off the past few weeks. And he had said, get water with, like, lemon and stuff like that. So I'm going to look into that spray. It's going to be fine. I can still track all the songs that I need to track, because I don't, like, the stuff I send, I never, like, do all the screams. I leave that to you guys. Yeah. Whenever you decide, like, Lynch Mob or you or Michael Sweet, you guys decide on going super high, but I want to have it there back to normal to where if I do need to put that in there, I can,
Right.
So I'm sure it'll be fine, but okay, I'll check that out. So
it's better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it.
There you go, man. There you go. Exactly. And if you're a touring artist as yourself, you're kind of doing your warm-ups already. If you're doing, 100, 200 shows a year, that's your work. For me, we only do like one show a month. So what I do is we have our band rehearsal once a week, but I'm also going through the set list at least every other day. Yeah. Because for me that I do some little vocal warm-ups, but
if you don't do those screams, if you don't keep
man.
Like
because I'm like you, I'm a big screamer guy too, Yeah. But it's what did I just do? Well, I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
We see it. Well, if you're working in Pro Tools, James, on your solo stuff, Durbin, I don't know how you put it together, send it, but I'm sure you do multiple layers of vocals.
Oh, yeah.
So you're sitting here, then you're here, then you're here, then you're here, and it's like, when I'm writing, sometimes I'll layer these parts and go back and kind of figure out the harmonies where they need to be. And it's kind of like your voice is doing all these crazy changes, from here to here to here to here to here. So it's like, the way I look at it is, for me, what's always worked is just kind of keeping it like you turn your car on, and if you can just keep it like stable, you're fine,
Yeah. Well, you got to change your strings, eventually. So
exactly.
Those strings get dead. You gotta grease them up, and you gotta
So hey, no more thrifty ice cream for me. Fuck.
No, definitely thrifty ice cream.
That could have done it. I started eating a couple weeks ago, and I was like, it might be the damn thrifty ice cream.
Bro,
just don't blow out my voice.
Don't get the chocolate malted crunch, but go for the rainbow sherbet because it doesn't have milk in it. So just
there you go.
I shouldn't be doing any of it, but
Giancarlo, James Durbin says, "Stay away from the milk." Is it wrong? Yeah. No more bottle for you, pal.
Maybe that's what it is, because it makes no sense.
Yeah, almond milk
beatings. I could sing for hours.
Yeah, yeah. James, do you as far as like music styles, metal, is that all you're doing? Are you doing anything else other than metal pretty much, or rock?
No, I do a lot of different. Let me see if I can find it over here. I think I got it right.
See, that's how he keeps his voice in shape. He sings as much as he talks.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how you do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I sing badly over there. Don't try so hard. So my last James Durbin album that I put out, just first name, last name, was called Homeland, and it's there it is.
Oh yeah.
James
Was
Durbin.
that on? I saw another one on Wind Up. Was that on?
No, I did 2 albums with Wind Up. I did my first after Idol was Memories of a Beautiful Disaster in 2011, right. And then
Great
2014 record. We did Celebrate, which was a big, different record.
Right.
And then I went fully independent, put out a record, and did a Christmas EP in 2015. Did a rock EP or a rock LP in 2016. Joined Quiet Riot in 2017. Did 3 albums with them, and then while I was with them, I made Homeland. And Homeland is a lot of acoustic, a lot of storytelling, singer-songwriter, Americana. And I'm really kind of like in that writing vein right now, writing a lot about my relationship with my wife and the kind of stories of how we met and little love songs and things like that. And I played a random bar in the mountains last night for fun and wrote a song about the bar and so different things like that I'm kind of working on and have had songs saved up. And I've got, my fans know me as an artist, as a singer first, and I sing a lot of different songs and I have a lot of different styles, and I always have and I always will, and it keeps me, that album came out 6 years ago, and I've made a lot of metal in the 6 years since. So I just love playing my acoustic, and like even thinking about touring, like I do this thing called the Endless Tour that my wife and I call it, and because I play with 8 bands, and wow, and I started making music under a different name. So there's a 9th band, and then I'm working on building a 10th band, and all sorts of things. And these are just projects that I lend my voice to, or some of them are more active than others.
Turbo Man.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It's right over there. I'll get him. We'll close
I got it my son. When we see you, we want you to
close that with Turbo Man. Absolutely. And but yeah, so I'd like to do, I don't know what my deal with Frontiers is like right now. If I can take a break from it, if the James Durbin stuff is aside from the Durbin and Cleanbreak stuff.
You're not going anywhere. We're a family, James. You're not going nowhere. I love you.
I'm playing the violin, the old
Okay, you can do it now without us. See what happens to you.
You're not going, James. You're not going nowhere unless you pay the vig. Okay.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
There are some emails.
I'll be back. I don't know what it is, but I would like to put out a James Durbin Homeland follow-up, solo acoustic Americana.
Good deal, man.
Nice.
Again, but I also would like to do a third, maybe a third, and for now possibly a third and final Durbin album, and just kind of close out a trilogy. Close that chapter for a while, maybe come back to that in a few years, but kind of get back to the Prince of Metal and that sort of thing, and get started it and get back to that storyline and really close it out, because it kind of ended open-endedly. And but yeah, I'm just always creating, always writing, and through Frontiers I did Durbin The Beast Awakens and Cleanbreak Coming Home, and then a spot on Magnus Carlsen's Freefall with a song called Thunder Calls that he wrote, and then I wrote a song for Alan Parsons' album From the New World that I sang on with Joe Bonamassa on guitar, and recorded with Alan at his home studio, and then Durbin Screaming Steel, and now Cleanbreak We Are the Fire. So there's been a lot lot of fun, and before that, even with Quiet Riot, with Road Rage, One Night in Milan, and Hollywood Cowboys. So I've already got, in a very short amount of time, have a quite the Frontiers
library, if you will.
Frontiers catalog.
I should probably plug the Cleanbreak, or we're gonna get our hands chopped off. But the thing is, when I got the cuts of the album back, when I got the cuts back from Del Vecchio, man, I was impressed. There's a lot more, in my opinion, extreme melodic approach to your voice on this album. Yeah. Like some of the stuff we worked on, I was like, wow, like a little bit cleaner than the last album. But you adjusted like so well. I think it's some of your best stuff, bro. I'm really looking for, even the stuff I didn't write. There's like Bide Our Time. There's a song, dude. It's like Castlevania meets heavy metal with James. Just like, man, so good, so good. I think on this album, it's just
the hardest song on this album to sing was Love Again.
Oh,
that was the first song
good.
the first song I started recording vocals to, and then it was actually the last one that I tried it like 10 different times and couldn't.
Why is that?
Emotion. I couldn't get the emotion. I couldn't get the tone, and the delivery and the performance. And I was thinking like, oh, this one's gonna be easy, but ballads are not. Like, you have to be, fully into it. And I took a lot of time between songs on this album. Recording. One, because I was waiting for my advance, but two,
the truth comes out.
Well, I'm gonna pay you.
I'm not singing unless you give me the money first, right?
I could fit it into my schedule, but I mean, currently it doesn't really hold any weight.
We're dead, bro.
Hey man, I know the Pacino family well, so
man.
I've got the whole.
I'm the Americanized one. I remember when we were talking about the album and you had said specifically, hey, I want a ballad. Because I wrote another one that didn't make the album. And I remember you specifically wanting to do like a power ballad type thing on this. And I mean, Love Again, it's phenomenal. There's so many songs that could have been singles. Deal With Yourself should have been the head single. But the point is that Love Again.
Plug.
You nailed it. It's fun. This record, man, it's in my opinion much better than the first. So it's you really did a great job. But the ballad, you nailed it. And I think it's going to be the bonus track for Japan too, right? Like a different version.
Yeah, there's a drumless version.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah,
drumless Aldo version maybe.
Yeah. Then you run into the whole thing about when you're doing ballads, like for me. I really struggle with ballads, only in the sense that when I'm singing, I try to get in the moment, like you said, become that character. And sometimes I feel like, without sounding weird, my voice gets a little too pretty, if you know what I'm saying. Totally. I'll send you a couple of tracks, what I'm talking about, James. But I think I sent Giancarlo one a while ago. But I struggle with that a little bit because I have to find the point between being effective and singing a power ballad and not being too sweet sounding. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There's the James Brown mentality for me. Whenever, say, I'm writing a lyric and I'm stuck, sometimes in our mind we think we have to do it this way. Sometimes I'll be writing and I'm like, does this have to rhyme? And I'll just put something that feels right. And I'll think it's like, oh, this is great. So there's always that thing where we have to technically be sound, or we have to sing this high, or we have to do. There's always that part if you just feel it. Like James said, he had to be there emotionally. And whenever singing, writing, playing, just be in tune with your soul, and it works out.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. James, you're I was talking with Les a while ago, and he was telling me that you're pretty much a homebody. You love touring and being on the road and everything goes, but James loves being at home with his family.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, man, because I'm the same way, brother. I love going to do shows and stuff. Yeah, you will, bro. You will. Hey, we'll find you a nice little.
James, I'm so happy for him. Like, you deserve it. And, like, I'll get there again one day. You know, things happen.
Yeah. Your wife really supporting of you.
That's why I wear my glasses, so girls think I'm a nerd now again.
Oh, but yeah, James, tell me a little bit about your home family life, man. You just, you know.
My wife and I, we've been together for 15, 16 years, 16 years. And yeah, we got a 15-year-old, 9-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And
wow.
Yeah, been married for 12 years, 11 years, 12 years this year. And
charging my phone.
Or 13 years this year, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's still going strong, and we support each other, support one another, and yeah.
You guys have a podcast, right?
I couldn't do any of this without her. Yes, we have the.
Do you? Oh, I'll have to check it out, bro.
Music and Marriage with Heidi and James Durbin, right here.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. New episodes every Tuesday.
So if I knew you had a podcast, I never would have invited you on mine. You're probably a pro at this crap. I'm just learning, man.
Done it so many times, but yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Well, I try. It's like I told you at the beginning, man. I try to make mine a little different than everyone else. You know, we talk a little bit about music, and then me and Giancarlo, man, what did we talk for, like 2.5 hours the last time?
We had to edit some stuff out because
we did.
Don't print that.
No, I didn't. I did not. As a matter of fact, the only person that knows about that.
Blabbermouth like the next day, dude.
That was all the things.
Dude, it would have been all over the tabloids and everything.
You got to remove it.
Yeah, bro. It was bad. It was bad. But hey, you know what? I get it. I get it because James will have to tell you later, brother.
Oh yeah, please.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
I gotta run, guys.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries, James. Listen, it was great having you on here, brother. Really enjoyed it, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the surprise.
Yeah, there you go. Giancarlo, is always my brother. Love having you on here, and
love you guys. Thank you guys for everything, man.
Love you too, guys.
Without you, this happened. So thank you.
Yeah, remember to I'm going to post all of James's websites and everything. He's got a podcast we just found out. Remember to show him some love, man, and subscribe. And once again, guys, thanks again for being on Is It Wrong? And we will see you all soon. God bless. There's a man that needs no introduction, man. His name is James Durbin. Please welcome James Durbin to the show. James, how you doing, buddy?
And the crowd goes mild.
Dude, I actually have, where is it? Yeah, I have an applaud thing on here somewhere, but it's kind of cheesy. There you go. Yeah.
Those
James
Durbin are losing their minds.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm doing it for the cricket, man.
There you go, bro. There you go, man.
And they got heartbeats, man.
Hey, crickets love metal too.
Dude, yeah. They're always chirping at metal festivals.
Heck yeah, man. Heck
Especially
yeah.
ones that are in cornfields. Yeah.
Hey, well, our special guest is here. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Who can it be knocking at my door?
Okay, you are now on, sir. Do you know who it is, James?
Durbin.
Of course I do.
The power.
Show me your sheets.
Music. I respect your vocal work, but have you felt the ultimate intensity of Cleanbreak 2?